Hey y'all, it is Shayla, aka Infinity Bay, and I am back with another video for you guys today. Today I am going to be discussing panicking and falling into old habits when you are trying to let me just tell from me and what I experience and stuff like that, so you guys can get a better understanding of what I am trying to say to you and my goal. So I wanted to take my kids, well, I am taking my kids somewhere on a vacation for the summer, and things happened recently where my income I did lose a little bit of income for temporary due to an event that happened in my life. So pretty much this loss of income pushed me back with budgeting for this trip and paying off what I needed to pay off for this trip. So in my mind, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to make too big of a deal of it. I'm still going to figure out a way to, come up with the money and so on and so forth. So, my trip is in August, and I'm actually taking 2 trips in August, one for my birthday and then one for the kids before we all go back to school. So I was like, well, you know what, I'm not going to worry about it. I can get this money together and stuff like that. So now it's here July and it's crunch time, and I was beginning to feel very overwhelmed with coming up with the rest of the money that I needed to take the kids on their trip. So I began to watch myself. It was just a couple of days ago where I was starting to feel like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to come up with this X, Y, and Z and this money? Because I got that other income back, but I work for the school systems as well, and now we're on summer break. So I'm in between doing Uber and stuff like that for money, which just has been doing pretty okay for me. However, trying to come up with a plan and to come up with the rest of the money. So then I started to feel myself a couple of days ago go into this panic mode where I was falling into old habits and old ways of thinking to try to come up with the money. And I was watching the universe block these things. Thankfully, deep down, I was just like, I don't want to. I've got myself into a better financial situation, a better financial, just doing pretty good, the best I've ever been doing. And so as I'm thinking of doing these other outlets and stuff like that, nothing bad or anything. I mean, depending on the way you look at it. I was trying to take out try to get loans and stuff like that. I could pay it back. I'm doing better financially. But deep down, I'm like, that is not something that I want to do because I just got myself into a better situation financially. My bills are under control and stuff like that. But I was thinking well, maybe, because of that, I'll be able to pay this and that. But I was getting completely blocked by the universe. But deep down, I didn't even want to do that anyway. But I was panicking and I was falling into old habits that was putting me in negative financial situations in the past. But because I was thinking in my mind, well, I'm better financially, I'm smarter financially, I can just still do this stuff and I will get different results from it or whatever the case may be. All in all, what I'm trying to say is there's nothing wrong with taking out loans and doing, finding other financial sources to help you in a time of need. But what I'm trying to say is I was wanting to do these things because I was in a state of flight or fright, and very panicky and I still got to do this for my kids and do this for myself, because a lot of things I do, and experiences I have, I also make sure it's also a part of healing the inner child in me and giving her things that she's never experienced and stuff like that. So my kids get to experience a lot of things, and so do I, and so does my inner child. And it was just not wanting to let myself down, them down, and stuff like that. But I knew from where the true core of essence, where it was coming from, that it wasn't aligning with who I am anymore. And all of the work I've done on myself to get myself in a better state, to get myself in a calmer state when things like this happen, to figure out different solutions that work better for me in my life right now, I was tapping out of that because I was going into panic mode and it did not feel good to me. And I'm glad I was blocked by the universe. I found another solution. I took my time, found us another solution. Asked my kids how they felt about doing X, Y, and Z instead of X, Y, and Z, and they were completely okay with it, and so am I. We're still going somewhere we've never been before, and I pushed back the original thing to spring break time. But I say this all in all to say that it is important to really, and I know y'all might know this, but this is what's coming to my mind. It is important to really appreciate how far you've come in life and the things that you worked on, and how there's always another way for you to get things you want without always having to panic or hustle and bustle for it. It's always a different solution. A lot of us put in a lot of work to get to different places in our life, and we came to the understanding that you cannot get new results doing the same old habits. It's just not going to work. It's never going to work. And having to put myself in a situation where I know it didn't feel good to me, and I knew this is something that I did not want to do, and even putting myself there, I just give thanks that I am so connected with source and understanding for myself that I can walk away from things that does not feel good to me, that I can have a deep understanding that I can still get what I want in this life, and that these things one day will be completely of the past. I have an understanding now that I used to believe and think deep down that I was struggling a lot, but I'm wise enough to understand now that I'm not struggling. I just was choosing to do things that put me in panic mode. Instead of taking my time, listening to myself, asking God and the universe for different solutions and different, what's the word I'm looking for? Can't think right now, but you guys I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say. And so I made this video to encourage you to, to never make or try your best not to make decisions in flight or fright mode and in panic mode, and really taking a moment to look back at how far you come and the work you've done to get to where you're at now, and now letting yourself down, or what you think might be letting yourself down, or other people down around you, set you back and put you in positions that you really worked hard to get out of, because it does not have to be that way for you. It can be better. You just have to make the choice to continue to go down a path that has been feeling better for you. And it's okay when you fall back into these modes, because it gives you have to feel uncomfortable to realize your growth and to experience growth. I had to be uncomfortable and being like, this doesn't really align with me anymore. I left this part of me out. And it's not about trying to get other money and different resources. It was about the core feeling of why I was doing it and how it was making me feel was the problem. So, and I hope that's clear and that's understood. It was about the root and the source of the problem. So I just, want to encourage you guys and send energy, and I want to say, even like sending out like a small prayer of, taking my time with it. Really acknowledging how far you have come in your life. And I pray for those who feel like they're still in struggle mode, they're still in lack mode, that God and the universe or whatever you believe in continue to send you lessons and blessings to help you get out of that space. And when you do anything that's different from the way you used to do it, may you acknowledge that. May you give praise to that. May you always acknowledge your growth and never be ashamed to acknowledge your growth. May you always have the confidence to look back at the choices you made and give yourself grace. May, when you feel like your body is in panic mode and you don't know what to do and you're frazzled, may you gain the energy and the habit of pausing, taking your time, and listening to yourself and connecting with yourself. May you understand that you are just here experiencing and you're doing the best you can. But most of all, I just really want to encourage you all to give yourself grace, so much grace, so much gratitude, because you are doing the work. And I'm going to give myself grace for acknowledging, choosing better for myself, doing what I have to do, being vulnerable and transparent, and sharing this video with you guys, as I will definitely be doing a lot more of that. And so much grace and so much gratitude and so much thanks to myself and my spirit team and my support. And I wish that same energy for you. So I will talk to you later. See you in the next video, y'all. Bye.